Good morning, crypto land. How is everyone? It's Friday. Praise be the Bitcoin gods. Our Bitcoin dominance is down, so the altcoin deities are on a rise, and it is wonderful for everyone. Good to see everyone in here. We got a couple of people jump in really early. JD, good to see you. Kahit, great to see you, man. Mark, thanks for joining. Justin, sir. Rose, who rushed home from happy hour because it's Friday's service. Well, I thank you for that. And think about it. One less drink at happy hour means more money that can go into Bitcoin or Cardano or Ethereum or some of the others and make you money instead of losing you money. That's always the best. And Chris, it's good to see you too. Good morning, sir. We are having a wonderful day. I hope I don't speak too soon. I'm very excited. I get the feeling, the buzz. It's almost the weekend. Doesn't everyone get that? I hope they do. I've switched over to iced coffee. My ice has, of course, melted a bit here in the last minute or two, but we'll be okay. I'm awake, I'm moving, you're awake, you're moving. That's all that matters. And yeah, it's great. It really is. Crypto Hopper is moving. That's lovely. If you're new to us, I am the Crypto Apostle, also known as Silas, over on the DexStrats forum and Discord. We are a group of algorithmic traders who use Crypto Hopper and the DexStrats strats to make some extra money. Or more than extra money. Depends. I know some people are trading with quite a bit and are definitely taking home more than extra money. Good for them. That's all I can say. Also, line item of business. I am not a financial advisor and therefore cannot give you financial advice. This is opinion. With that said, hey, take it for what you do. I'm glad you're here with us. Hey, Tim, good to see you, man. Hope you are not watching in the Tesla. Hey, Chucky, volume is kind of low. Okay, I can move that up 1 second. These things are always fun to work with. Let me futz around with volume real quick. Black magic, bump to bump to bum. I have all sorts of toys to flip around volume. Let's see if that fixes some of the volume. And then, let's see. Boop, de-boop. Let's see if that fixes some of the volume issues. How's that? Just let me know, and I can always boost it up a little bit more. So, yeah, that's the fun of having all sorts of toys. Okay, there we go. Perfect. I'm awake, but I refuse to move. I know how you feel, Tim. Good to see. I'm not a financial advisor either, but I give my friends plenty of financial advice because they're mostly idiots. Now, let's be fair. They're not idiots. They're just maybe not quite understanding this immature market. And I get it because I've got a lot of friends and family that are like that too. I do what I can to help, but unless you really want to do it, then you don't. I know plenty of people, though, who I had some guys come into the bar the other night. I think I talked about this the other day, Wednesday. We do Wednesday service now. It's wonderful. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday. Come, tune in, 10 a.m. Yeah, I had these guys who came in. They had to be, I would say, mid-60s airline pilots, and they were both interested in it. They had heard about it several times. And that's the thing. Like, when you have conversations with friends about it, it's not the first time they've heard about it. It's probably not the second. It may not be the third. It could be the fourth. But it might still take a fifth, a sixth, and a seventh conversation for people to say, okay, this is something I need to get into. It should not stress you out one bit that you're not saving these infidels. As much as we want to save the infidels, it never ends well when you try to save the infidels. You end up in wars for thousands of years, the Visigoths, the barbarians. It doesn't end well. So don't stress yourself out over it. You can only really concentrate on your own stuff. That's the thing. Ooh, I like popcorn. Is that a popcorn emoji? That's a weird popcorn emoji. It looked kind of like ice cream on top of a popcorn thing. That's funny. So, as we are moving on, we've got some fun stuff today to look at. I had a poop coin. I still have a poop coin. That's the problem. When we use the strats, we end up in some of these things periodically. And my current one that I'm looking at is storage, which I have 2 times dollar cost averaged, and it's getting deep. It's not too bad. I would like it to go up, but that's the thing. When you look at a chart like this, this is a classic poop coin chart. So storage is an interesting project. Now, anytime you've got something like this, you should definitely do research. There's a lot of different websites to do it. And so I pulled up this one, World Coin Index. There's a lot of these. And it says that storage is an open source platform. Boop-a-dee-boop-a-dee-boop. I just got this highlighter. I'm so excited. Storage is an open source platform that leverages the blockchain to provide end-to-end encrypted cloud storage services. Instead of maintaining its own data centers, storage platform relies on peer-to-peer network of individuals or entities sharing their storage spaces. Now, this is a great idea. In practical use, it's a fantastic idea. Think about it. Having some sort of an app on your phone that is able to task out storage, and then you're able to actually get reimbursed for tasking out storage in some form of a cloud-to-cloud peer setup. That's great. We're not quite there with the market yet. There are a couple of coins like this. There's Sia coin, which I used to mine. There's Filecoin, which has had its own pumps and such. This is one of those things where it's like, I believe in a project. I would like to hold this long term, 5 years, 10 years. I think a lot of the practical use market is going to come in next bull cycle, and that's going to be in basically 4 years. 4 years from today. Well, 3 years from now is when the next halvening happens, and then basically almost a year after that is when the market goes crazy. But it's one of those things, it's like you want to put it more as a long hold than you want to hold it as something that's you're planning on making loads of money off of. Storage will have its day, mark my words. There you go, Justin. Just depends on if you want to hold on to the bags until it does do something. Exactly, Mark. And that's the difference between doing the trading that we're doing or doing your long-term hodl. If you've put this into your, your mid-small cap long-term hodls, and it is, what is the cap right now on this? There's 100 million circulating supply. That can't be a huge market cap. 204 million. I mean, this is a tiny, tiny little market cap. And I'm saying a tiny market cap's 204 million. We're in a $2.3 trillion market. Come on, guys. So it's something, if you want to hold on to it in a long-term hodl bag, maybe it's a great idea. But trading it, I think I will probably be removing that later today and doing whatever I can to get rid of it. That's just me. Yeah. Moving on. I don't know if anyone spotted this. Mercado Libre, which someone has informed me is similar to eBay. It's a Latin American company that does stuff like eBay and also, I guess, some real estate. So they bought 7.8 million Bitcoin. Always great to hear about these things. Now, something I spotted in the article, which you should keep your eye out for, is when, and I've highlighted it here, they call it an indefinite-lived intangible asset. When someone refers to Bitcoin as an indefinite-lived intangible asset, it is a good signal that they have actually read or gone to the MicroStrategy conferences. That's Michael Saylor's group, who is definitely a Bitcoin apostle. He has been trying to convert everyone over to Bitcoin. He's been doing a good job. He's the one who convinced Elon Musk to take Tesla and SpaceX and his own personal holdings over to Bitcoin. So indefinite-lived intangible asset is the classification of Bitcoin for tax purposes. Really interesting. If you haven't read the MicroStrategy document and you geek out on that sort of stuff, all you have to do is go over to their website and register for it. It doesn't require really crazy registration stuff. It's just like email and maybe if you have a company or something and how many employees, something you can fib. But it's an interesting document to explain some of these implications. When something is an indefinite-lived intangible asset, you are able to take the loss on it without selling it. Let me say that again. You're able to take the loss on it if it loses value without selling it. We're not going to be selling these Bitcoins. there are going to be so many opportunities for things to do. One of those, which I've been seeing a lot recently, is I Trust Capital. They do crypto IRAs. So I don't have any sponsors of the channel. I'm just going through some of the things I've been finding. I Trust Capital, they're able to take some of your holdings as you have them already, fund a IRA, and you're able to trade within that IRA. They claim tax-free. You'd have to check for your region, your country, or whatnot. But there are going to be a lot of things like this where you're going to be able to take your crypto, put it into a retirement account. You're going to take your crypto. You're going to be able to get loans for it. You're not going to have to sell. Isn't that such a wonderful thing to hear? So yeah, moving right along. Cardano. Cardano's moving. We love Cardano. Let's bring up that chart. Cardano's great. I saw someone said, where was this? Rose, my first bag of ADA was bought because I saw Sai's message in Discord back in February, and I'm hoping you held it because it is way up from February. Volume is kind of low. I think that's, yep, up. I have storage, one of my bots, 3 times DCA minus 27%. Yeah, JD, I get the feeling at the moment. That chart is really poopy. So I sold 2 bags of one. Next day, it skyrocketed. I think I'll hold on to storage for now. Yeah, that's the thing. You have to be true to your strategy and what you want to do. I probably will remove it from the ability to buy and DCA, but hopefully it removes itself. That's really the plan. I mean, you don't want to end up selling at a 1% something that's 3 times DCA'd because that's losing money. Big companies, first they spread FUD, then they buy. Yeah. And that's the thing. If you go back over the history of the last 10 years, every single one of these companies who spread FUD said, we're not doing it. Jamie Dimon, who said he would fire any of his analysts or any of his investors who worked for him if they bought Bitcoin, lo and behold, they were buying Bitcoin the whole time. And they were just trying to suppress the price. That's what they are doing. They're trying to suppress the price. So ADA, which is looking like a lovely pamp, happy, joy today. We went all the way up to like $1.75 in the last 4 hours. Holy cow. So if you have not necessarily heard people talking about this yet, the conservative estimates for where it's going to go, it's not going to be really crazy, but they're talking conservatively between $5 and $8. And I think most of us who have a long-term hodl bag of it, if it were to go between $5 and $8, might take some profits so that we're only playing on the house account. You know, if it goes up, if it goes up to $8, that's basically 4x from where it is right now. There's nothing wrong with taking profits, and being greedy only prevents you from being able to take advantage and really enjoy the market. Yeah, JD says, I will hold on until it sells like storage. I have some more waiting for a rise. Amen. Justin, have a quick search. Bank of England governor spreading FUD yesterday. Of course they are. Of course these people are. And so many of them also personally own Bitcoin. There are so many Congress people. When you watch, I don't know if you've watched the congressional hearings with Facebook when they were talking about Libre, which is now Diem, their stable coin that they were doing, which was going to be based on a basket of currencies. It wasn't even a crypto. And it was very clear that a couple of congressional people knew what the S word was when it came to coins, poop coins. And they asked the Facebook rep specifically if their Libre, now Diem, was a poop coin. That was funny. It was really funny to see a congressman say that. I think it was Patrick Henry from down in, I think it's Patrick Henry who did that, and it was from North Carolina. Really interesting. Hey, Marco. Forgot about time. Hey, no worries. We're still on. So we're looking at Cardano. Cardano looks great. Cardano on the 1 hour is going up. Yeah, that's going up. It went up, it comes down, it went up, it comes down. That looks lovely. Yeah. I've got my special tools over here now. We've got some support, it looks like, set up from that swing low to swing high around the $1.60. So if it does come down, the next place it's expected to come down to and bounce is about $1.60. $1.59, $1.60. Yeah, looking great. Bitcoin is doing what Bitcoin does, which is bouncing, bouncing, bouncing. We are in this pattern at the moment, which is just basically trading sideways because Bitcoin dominance is so low. If we were to do the swing high, swing low, right now it looks as though we've set up possibly some amount of resistance at about the 56,000 level. That's fine. We want sideways. Like, we really do want sideways with Bitcoin because the alts taking off is just wonderful for us. And why are they taking off? They're taking off because we're literally at 45% dominance. We're never here. I mean, I feel like I'm saying this every single time I do. Oh, dear, that looks like crap. Auto. I feel like I'm saying that every time I talk about this. But 45, we haven't been down to 45 since 2018. 45% of the market is Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is still over $1 trillion asset. It's insane. It's just absolutely insane. So, yeah. Alts are pumping. Ethereum dominance right now is going kind of sideways. Sideways-ish, as we can see. Yeah, kind of down, kind of sideways. It's got a long ways to go. A lot of the Ethereum news and stuff that's going to really hit us is not going to hit until July, August. Same as Cardano. Cardano dominance is heading up. Maybe we'll pop up to around the 2.6% level again. If we get above the 2.6 level, we will definitely be doing a price run. And it's really pushing. I mean, it's really pushing that $1.70 right now. It is trying so hard to get above and stay above that. I hope it does. I really do. Tonight is the CME futures. We've got our gap still from the last 2 weeks. We're looking at, or 3 weeks rather, April 12th. Goodness sakes. Beginning of the month, beginning of April, we still have a lot of a gap here between 59,000 all the way up to almost 61,000 that needs to get filled. So any price movement that happens over this weekend obviously does not count for that. I think CME futures gaps are stupid, and hopefully at some point in the future we finally disconnect from all of that crap. Yeah, Chucky says, Bitcoin is a diva. I'm in love with Ethereum now. There's going to be so much space for every single one of these coins that are in about the top 10 to 20. There will be plenty of coins that do storage. There'll be coins that do decentralized computing and processing and rendering, and there will be stores of value, and there will be networks like Ethereum that tons of stuff runs on top of, same as Cardano. I'm not someone that's saying Cardano is going to take away Ethereum's market cap. They're probably going to exist in tandem for quite a while, quite a few years. Maybe Cardano takes a little bit. Maybe they don't. They don't need to. There's a lot of a market to really jump into at this point. So that's looking lovely, fine, happy, dandy, wonderful. Litecoin, which is kind of its own weirdo project, is still pamping. Still a ways to go, though. Don't get too excited. It's got to hit about 400 before it's finally, yeah, it's got to hit about 420. Ooh, 420. I said 420. Before it finally becomes a new all-time high. I don't know. You know what? Enjoy it. Enjoy them all. What can you do? Also wow, I've got Cardano on here twice. Probably a different thing. Looking at Total 2, We have everything outside of Bitcoin is still a $1.2 trillion market, $1.3 trillion market. The overall market cap right now is $2.34 trillion. This time around, we are aiming at gold. Gold is a $10 trillion market. That is the market cap we are breathing into at the moment, is a $10 trillion market cap. Holy cow. This whole space. Just crazy. Speaking of 420, congrats on the New York weed legalization. Thank you so much. And the good part about that is they did the right thing. They vacated charges that were nonviolent. So people who had charges on their records for offenses that would now be legal, it's no longer something that's going to be on their records, hopefully. If they get it all figured out, that's the idea. So, yep. I'll light one up. That's great. I've never been... It just never worked. I think I had a vape for a hot second, and then everyone started getting those weird lung issues, so I stopped doing that real fast. BNB, which I know a lot of you guys have access to. I don't. I'm in New York, as we've just covered. 630. Looking great on the monthly. Looking sideways on the 4-hour. And that's not a concerning sideways at all. That's a nice consolidation pattern, getting smaller, higher lows. Yeah. So I guess that's on its run still to over 1,000. Speaking of over 1,000, Bitcoin Cash crap project. Oh, did I just say that out loud? Some of these forks, I mean, it's that and it's Ethereum Classic, which is also pumping at the moment. No one uses them for anything. Yeah. Who knows? This is Chris Wright's little baby, I think, and he's the fake Satoshi. So, and there's a lot to look at about that if you want to really get into Bitcoin history. So, yeah, that's consolidating and probably going. It's doing whatever it's doing. That's looking weird. That whole bunch is looking really weird. Whatever that is, that's a lot of movement. What the heck? How many percent did that go? 11% in 1 hour. Yeah, that's not manipulated at all. Some people are making some money. What can you do? Make some money. That's what we're all trying to do. Why are Ethereum Cash and Bitcoin Cash pumping like this? Part of it is Bitcoin Cash actually owns the Bitcoin website. I think they even own the Bitcoin handle. So Bitcoin Cash pretends to be the real Bitcoin. And some people end up buying Bitcoin Cash without realizing that they're not buying the real Bitcoin. It's the same with Ethereum Classic. Ethereum Classic is the hard fork that was created when Vitalik and the developers decided to roll back transactions, which is a really big ethical violation. And I'm kind of with the Ethereum Classic people on they should not have rolled back the transactions. But what can you do? You've got a bunch of young people, and they wanted to give people a bailout, and they did. So there you go. Plan B, someone you should follow on Twitter, if you do not follow him on Twitter already. Bitcoin is at 57,500 again, but the floor, 200-week moving average, and on-chain realized value is rising fast. Plan B is the creator of the stock-to-flow model, which uses the supply metric, generally used for gold and other assets like that, and the lack of supply to model out what the price of Bitcoin is going to be. And I use that model quite frequently. You can see on the chart that the 200-week moving average is popping up, which is nice to see. Means the price is going up. Even when it looks like it's going sideways, it is pulling that moving average up, which is always lovely. We want to make money. And he does clarify, what does the realized value show us? The average cost price of current 18.6 million Bitcoins, more specific, the average price at which every UTXO, which is transaction, last moved. Every one of those transaction addresses. And so that's when they last moved, which is wonderful. Means that the price is heading up overall. We like to make our money. Yeah. looking at stock to flow ratio, speaking of, we have the stock to flow ratio today is supposed to be around $98,000. We're currently at $57,000 as of right now. So we've got a lot of headroom to go to. Everything else is looking lovely. Supply and profit, bouncing up, bouncing down. Nowhere heading up into danger zone territory. We've got lots of headroom. I could go over that again. I go over it every time. I'm a rusty record. Justin, you retracted your message. Other Justin, Bitmain, the makers of ASICs, only accept Bitcoin Cash. What a scam. That is kind of a scam. Go figure. I don't know. I'm at this point, it's not worth mining unless you own a geothermal power station or a dam or like windmills or solar. EcoPrint Crypto. Oh, are you talking about like the amount of energy that goes into mining crypto? There's a lot of FUD, period. There's a lot of FUD that is mainly there so that people can buy more of it before it goes mainstream. They're trying carbon footprint. Yeah, I get what you mean. Yeah, carbon footprint. No, in fact, a lot of people make the argument that it is pushing clean energy to come into the front. It's pushing green energy to be the used energy source much faster than would have been done. Because a lot of people, like I know people who, when they were mining, they set up solar setups in their backyard with a windmill so that they could mine with free energy. And a lot of these mining companies are set up in parts of the world where there is low-cost green energy, whether that's dams in China or whether it's, I think it's Iceland, that there's a number of mining facilities set up. I think it's Genesis Mining is set up in Iceland. Someone will probably correct me. But basically the lower temperatures so that it's easier to cool, plus the geothermal, so they're able to mine using geothermal energy. Bitcoin itself is an insane amount of power, like 2 kilowatts per ASIC, and there are aircraft hangars full of them in China. Yeah, there are aircraft hangars full of them in China. It's China. Part of the reason why there's aircraft hangars full of them in China is that we in America have put in very negative regulations and been dragging our heels on making it easy to mine. In fact, New York just the other day put even heavier regulations on it and said that we'll look at it in 5 years. We need to do a full ecological study. Well, in those 5 years, it's over. New York City is going to be Detroit. The financial markets are going to move to places like Tennessee, where they actually subsidize your mining. I could go on for hours about how much of a disaster New York is at the moment, and I think will continue to be for crypto. That's just, they're trying to protect traditional markets, and I get it. I understand. But if you don't get with the times, you end up like Detroit. I mean, you look at China right now. China manufactures more electric cars than anywhere else in the world, and part of that is Tesla. Just an idea of standalone videos aside from service. You could do in-depth, informative videos about coins. Your vast knowledge of crypto is really second to none. Well, thank you very much, Christopher. I am going to be doing standalone videos. I am looking at maybe even doing like street interview videos. I have all sorts of, I don't know how many of you know this. I do film production, so I have all sorts of fun little film production things sitting around, and I can run out on the street, interview people. A couple of the mods in the DexStrat forum actually live in New York. One of them very close to me, like 10 blocks away, which is really neat. And so there's a lot of potential. Also, if someone is interested in coming on and doing an interview, I can actually make that really easy because this broadcast software is amazing. If you do broadcast, Wirecast for about 85% of the time is really amazing and makes it very easy to bring guests on. So, yeah, we are looking really good. It is Friday today, but it's not middle of the month. It's beginning of the month. So we shouldn't have any real, like, liquidations to look at. I don't know. They're always trying to liquidate people. So I try to be pretty careful on saying that, yeah, SOPR is looking good. We're still bouncing down here. We're not anywhere close to trying to top out on anything. It's all looking really good. We should all be pretty positive. Anyone want me to look at a couple of poop coins before before I go and get my day started? Coinbase value is relatively stable. Ew. If this was a chart in crypto, we would say that looks like a lot of manipulation. This is the 1 hour. This right here, this little portion right here, is what we generally refer to as a Bart Simpson pattern. It is up, flat, or hairy looking like Bart Simpson, and then down to almost exactly the same point. That is a nasty little chart. Yuck. Anywho, OGN, is this 30-day bag ever going to sell? Let's look at it. Let's dial on in. OGN is on Coinbase, but I got a feeling you're probably trading on Binance. That is not looking good. You know, that's one of those things where if it pops down to the $1.42 territory, it's going to dive down further. That is a poop coin. That is poop, 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 poop. But the moves on that coin, I got to remember I have special things set up, is 17% in a day. So could it sell? I don't know how far the bag is. That's 15%. Yesterday was a minus 11% move. Could it spike and sell? Yeah, it could spike and sell. This is a 25% move in a day. It could spike and sell. I mean, you could argue this is a consolidation pattern right now. But I do think that if this goes below the low and creates lower lows, yeah, I'd be concerned. I'm in Texas, so no CBP. CBP. I'm not good with that. Currently minus 36%. Ew. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, Coinbase Pro. You're talking Coinbase Pro. I'm in Texas, so Coinbase Pro. Yeah, Texas is one of those other places where you're only allowed something. But you guys have a better opportunity, and you really should start lobbying your government to actually go somewhere. Yep. What is your opinion about the swaps like Pancake Coffee Swap? They seem to get a lot of wind in their sails, but market cap is still low. I think that they are next generation solutions. I think that exchanges know that they are first generation. At least Coinbase knows it's a first generation solution and knows that it will not always be the exchange for most people. Most of us will be using decentralized exchanges or decentralized ways of exchanging or trading currency probably by next market. Next 4 years, definitely those of us who are early adopters will be using it next market, especially if it's fast enough where we can use them to trade and use bots to trade on them. I think all of us would much rather prefer using decentralized methods for doing that. Exchanges as they are, Coinbase, Kraken, Binance, they are centralized exchanges. They are beholden to all of your local regulations. So, and I will say that again, Coinbase is beholden to your local regulations. So if the government wants crypto, the government can take your crypto. Anything on the exchange can be taken at any time. So make sure you get off the exchange as soon as possible. Ways to get off the exchange, you've got Trezor, you've got Ledger, Exodus Wallet if you want to keep it on your phone. That one, I mean, it's a fun little thing to have. And also, you know, it generates Q codes. Eventually, we'll be using things like that on our phone to actually maybe purchase things. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, I get how you feel. I only have Coinbase Pro 2. I know people here who do other things, but they keep addresses elsewhere, and I haven't gotten to that point yet. It might happen. I don't think this market. I don't think I'll be doing it in this market, but maybe do it once we head into the next market. Yeah. So otherwise, if you are listening to this and you are a Coinbase Pro person, most of things should be fixed on Crypto Hopper at the moment. All of the announcements say it's fixed. I see price updates not happening as fast as they normally would for like how much you're in profit, but otherwise things seem to be moving again, which is really good. I've got to shoot. We'll watch the rest later. Have a good day. You too, Justin. I'm just about to finish up anyways. Do you think NKN will ever go back to one area, or is it just a poop coin? What is NKN? We have done that before. Tether, US, Binance. It's another one of those, you're in a consolidation right now. If it does go below the 43-cent territory, I'd be concerned. Also understand, some of these may be longer holds. What is NKN? I don't know what NKN is. I'm going to find out what NKN is. I'm going to see if I can hack this. Magic. I figured out. NKN is a new generation of highly scalable, self-evolving, self-incentivized blockchain network infrastructure. There's a number of coins like this, new kind of network. This is something that maybe will actually have more value next bull cycle. That's how these things are. Sometimes these altcoins, we really take advantage of the pumps, but their actual use cases just won't come in for another 4 to 5 years. I got caught in a couple of these last bull cycle, one of them being something called Stellaris, not Stellar Lumens, but something called Stellaris, which I think actually finally had a pump. I don't think I can get it anywhere that's legit in New York. Yeah, see, it doesn't even... It's not XLM. They have a new... Yeah, I don't even know what their new symbol is. They had to change their symbol, probably, for obvious reasons. So, yeah, and probably change their name for obvious reasons. There's always a number of those. Yeah. My new alts are CRV, Near, and Riser. Oh, goodness. RSR. I'm guessing that's like Riser or something like that. Yeah. Good luck with those, Rose. I mean, hey, if you've got projects you believe in, put it in your hodl, but don't count on them to necessarily come back this market. So I am going to get going. I'm going to get my day started. Thank you guys for joining me so much over here on the Crypto Apostle. If you have not smashed the like button, smash the like button. If you have not subscribed, please do subscribe. Join me. I'm on 4 days a week now doing broadcasts at 10 a.m. I will work on standalone videos. We're going to do that. Oh, wanted to talk poop coins. Tells us the worst in your opinion. All of the poop coins are the worst. I get it, because we all get kind of wrecked with them at the moment. I don't have any that I'm really watching to figure out which ones are the poopiest, because I just want to make money. And yeah, it's fun to ride them up, but it's really not fun to ride them down. It really isn't. I remember last bull cycle, I had a buddy who was buying stuff along with me. He's since left the market. He just can't handle the stress. And I get that. And every day we'd come in, hey man, you think Stellaris is going to go up to $10? I don't know. It could go up to $10. Maybe it will. Like, we knew absolutely nothing about looking at the charts saying, that's poop. I got to get out of it. And we thought we knew so much that we did not know. And it was so much speculation. Stop speculating. Make sure you've got a hodl. Make sure you're taking profits. Make sure you're protecting yourself for the future, because otherwise you will get wrecked. So without further ado, I'm going to get my day started. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I will be back on Sunday at 10 a.m. We'll talk about the CME futures gap and some stuff from the weekend. So hopefully we have kind of a tame weekend because I'd like the pop to happen on Monday. I know we both will. All of us, all 30 of us or whatever. Have a good day.